Hello, folks. I'm David, and this is From the Hip Podcast, hosted by Say What Podcast Studios. We have a beautiful studio here, and sponsored by the Covenant Studios. And I've got Ariel with me today, a new model in the area, who, 3 weeks now new?
A little bit more, but officially, about a month and a half.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell everybody your name.
Okay, so my name is Ariel. I'm 26. Originally from Ukraine and from Israel. And I've been living in the U.S. and in Dallas about 4.5 years, in the U.S. 6. Started my journey in Miami, as always.
Your modeling journey, or?
No, like my relocation.
Okay.
Yeah. But my modeling, I actually used to model when I was heavier back in my hometown for like a plus size modeling company.
You used to be plus size?
Yeah, I used to be like 3 times of my.
What happened?
Just life changes and something I decided that I want to do. And I didn't have any health issues, but I just, always wanted to be slimmer. Yeah.
Well, when we first met for the first time 5 minutes ago, I knew right away she was not from Texas.
Yeah.
You do have a slight accent.
A big accent. It's okay, though. I'm not ashamed of it. I think it makes me more unique.
Well, hey, I know if I went to the Ukraine, people might have a little trouble understanding me.
Oh, for sure. They don't speak English, honestly.
The Texans have a hard time understanding me. And I'm a Texan, so what can I say?
I really like your accent, though. It's very, like in the movies.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, if I go to California, the women just love me.
Oh, that's good.
Because of the accent. Mm-hmm. And I don't guess Texans go to California very often.
Yeah.
But I know now that Californians come to Texas all the time.
Yes.
So what brought you to Texas?
Honestly, it's just an opportunity. My dad's friend kind of like offered me a job that I really was into. And, I just kind of like said, okay, let me relocate here from Miami, because Miami was at that time a little bit more expensive. I used to live on the beach. So kind of like life, developed that.
And you've been in DFW how long?
For about 4.5 years.
So you got here when you were 22?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty young.
Fairly young.
Yeah, but I'm used to it because, like, my family likes to travel a lot. We used to travel a lot in Europe. So I used to live in London all by myself for a year when I was 16. So.
Gee.
Yeah. Like, I'm used to that. That's fine. Makes me stronger.
So what job did you take?
I used to be in sales. I used to sell perfume and cosmetics.
Okay, now you say used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I
don't do it no more. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you do now?
Right now, I want to dedicate myself to modeling, and I also do personal training.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you went from plus size to normal size
Yeah.
to personal training.
Yeah. I love personal training. I love helping people. It's very fun to see results, to yell at them. Come on, another one, So, yeah.
So how many shoots have you done so far?
I did quite a lot for, like, a beginner, because a lot of photographers reached out. So I would say about 20 shoots, or a little bit less than that. But some of them was, like, with photographers who are beginners, so it didn't feel like, like the real experience until I got into, like, more, organized and professional photographers. Yeah.
Okay. And you've done all that in the past 60 days?
In the past, month and a half, yeah. I recently signed with Randy, your friend, in Sinsual modeling agency. So yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm the one that suggested you talk to him.
Yes.
And told Randy.
Yes.
the story is, Ariel reached out to me on Facebook. Sent me a friend request. I accepted it. And she wanted to do a photo shoot.
Yeah.
And so she was interested in getting into modeling. And Randy and Stephanie were starting Sinsual Models. So I suggested Randy reach out to her. And so I'm responsible for this.
Yes, he's the discoverer.
I actually did discover one model
Oh, that's great.
back 52 years ago. Gentleman I worked for had a young teenage daughter. I think she was 14. And they wanted her to model. They thought she had the qualifications. So I did a photo shoot for them. They sent the images to Wilhelmina's in New York. And Wilhelmina's hired her, signed her as a model.
Wow.
And she modeled for them for, I don't know, 15, 18 years. And then she went into television, TV, and movies. And she became quite famous.
That's great.
And that's my one claim to fame with model.
That's great.
But so maybe you can
Well,
repeat
I have
that.
I have a lot of plans for my future. Like I said, modeling is just part of it, but I used to do acting in school too, and I was pretty good, so maybe I'll pursue that as well. But as far as modeling, I want to reach like the highest point. To me, I'm really ambitious to get into maybe Chanel or Nike, even Adidas, like something sportswear. Lingerie would get me there too. So I'm really ambitious to get into the business.
Cool. And where all have you shot, location-wise?
They all been here in DFW.
Okay.
Just different location. DFW is pretty big,
Mostly outside?
No, I have been in studios as well, and outside too. Yes.
What studios do you remember?
I honestly don't remember the names, but they're actually. I worked with D. Lawrence. He has a studio here in Fort Worth.
Okay.
I worked with another photographer, Derek McDonald. We did a shoot in Mesquite area in that studio. Worked in a few more downtown studios with Dale Fields. So I did outside too, like Bishop Arts, downtown. And I did also in studios. I just don't remember all of them.
Well, you're going to have to, I'll have to show you the Covenant Studios while you're here.
Yes, I would love to.
It's a very popular studio in the area.
Oh,
Or I think so anyway, I think it's the
great.
best,
I would love to see it.
but I'm prejudiced. We've got lots of props, lots of sets, lots of backgrounds, more lights than we need. You can't have too many lights when you're in
Right.
photography. And when God said, "Let there be light," He did that for photographers. And the rest is history.
Yeah, it's for sure.
And so we'll go down there after we finish here, and I'll show you around.
Yeah, I would love to.
So what part of Dallas do you live in?
Right now I live in Balk Spring. It's kind of like between Dallas and Mesquite.
Right. Yeah, I know
So
where it is.
pretty far.
It is.
Yeah.
So you want to relocate closer in, or do you know?
So eventually I want like my perfect area to live. I think is White Rock. I'm in love with White Rock. I love
Okay.
that so much. So that's where I kind of want to live right now, but it will be maybe in a year or two. But currently I live there. Yeah.
Consider Irving, Las Colinas area.
Yeah, it's also pretty, very
But-
pretty.
Well, but it's in the middle of the Metroplex.
Okay.
So if you're going to be shooting in Fort Worth,
Yeah.
and you're going to be shooting in Mesquite and Garland and
It's kind of
you know Frisco,
Yeah.
it's very central located,
Mm-hmm.
and that makes your commute a little easier.
Yeah.
And
It's easier to get everywhere.
yeah, because if you've been in Fort Worth already and you've been in Mesquite, you've traveled the Metroplex quite a bit.
Yeah.
So tell us a little more. Tell us about life in Ukraine.
Well, right now, unfortunately, is a horrible life, so I'm very thankful that I'm not there. I'm sure everyone knows that there's a big war right now between Russia and Ukraine, unfortunately. So right now, Ukraine is very bombed, and it's scary to be there, and I have family.
But prior
But
to
before the war, it's just wonderful. Everything is very green. It's all natural. Everything is organic. Like you grow your own vegetables, your own fruits. My grandparents have, well, my grandma passed away, but my grandfather is still alive. He has like a big garden house where we used to go every day and basically grow our vegetables, our fruits, take care of the garden, and then go back to the apartment we have. So it was very fun, very kind of like in the old movies that you see. The kids don't have phones, they have books, they run around, they play around outside. Schools were very strict, so we always had to be like, in the American system is A plus. We always had to have like 12, like that's like your A's basically. So it was just a very simple life, but it was full with like a lot of family and happiness and nature, and you can go to the lake anytime you want, you know. Everything was like simple.
kind of like when I grew up,
I guess,
you know,
I
no
haven't
cell
been-
phones.
Yeah, it was just very relaxing. Of course, there was like the hard, you know, determined father. Oh, you have to do this, you have to do that.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah,
You don't appreciate it at the time,
right.
but as you get older, the more you appreciate it.
Yeah, it makes you stronger, and also it makes you more like dedicated to your family and not spoiled like you see kids right now, unfortunately. But that was like just half of my life. Another half was in Israel, which I also dearly love and support. And being a Jewish is something that I'm proud of. But it wasn't like that all the time, because sometimes I would just not say I'm Jewish because of the anti-Semitic things that were happening all over the world and still happening. But Israel is also a very beautiful country. I served the army as well. So I feel very a part of it as well.
So, are there any areas in the U.S. that you've been that you would consider similar to places in Ukraine? No?
In Ukraine, well, I would say if you drive from Texas to Louisiana, like the driveway where you have all the trees and the rivers, this is Ukraine. Like Ukraine is all green, 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 green.
Okay, so when you
And
left Miami,
forest.
you flew to Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Miami and Dallas are two complete different things.
But they're both big cities.
Yes. And I loved Miami too. I still love Miami. Hopefully in the future I can buy a house there too, you know. I love the beach. That's like one thing that I dearly miss. I love that I could just wake up, go for a run on the beach, go swim in the ocean. You know, everything in Miami is more healthy, more vegan, you know. So you're like in a good environment of happiness because everyone like running, hi, good job, you know. So that's actually one of the reasons I started with my fat loss and stuff, because this actually motivated me to do that. But Dallas is great too. Dallas is just different. I love the Fort Worth. I love the stockyards. It's something I never seen before I was here.
Did you see the cattle driving at the stockyards?
It was amazing, and I loved all the, like, you know, cowboy theme and the country It's just something I'd never seen in my life. So it was like, wow, that's pretty cool. And then on the other hand, you have the Dallas downtown, which is very developed, and museums and, you know, beautiful parks and really good restaurants, by the way. Yeah, I didn't think, like, all I thought that it would be in Dallas is barbecue, 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 you know? But you actually have pretty good restaurants here that I like to visit. But yeah, two different things. But also been to California, very pretty too. Very fun. Been to Louisiana too, very different, more Frenchy. I've been to New Orleans, so to me it was like, wow, so cool, you know. Very historical place, which I love history. Yeah.
If you want to see some beautiful countryside and history, take a drive from Baton Rouge, get on the coast, and go all the way to Orange Beach, Alabama.
Wow.
And you'll see the old mansions, plantations.
I actually saw one plantation when I was in Louisiana. I did like a little day trip.
Right.
You do like half day the mansion, and you see like the slaves' houses and the big mansion and the trees, the oaks, very pretty. And then the other half I actually did alligator swim. So that was really excited too. But yeah.
Well, it's that way also over into Alabama. And Orange. We have beaches in Texas, they say. I've been to the beaches in Texas. Yes, there's ocean water, and there's something that looks like, feels like sand. But it's not what I would call a beautiful beach. But I'm not a beach person. I mean, my ex-wife used to love to take the kids to Galveston. And I quit going because I hate the sand. And I should have gone. I wasn't a good dad. But the beaches in Alabama are closer to white sand instead of our dark gray sand.
I've been to Corpus Christi, and it's pretty nice too.
Well, you need to go to Orange Beach
Orange Beach.
if you're a beach person.
Yeah, I am. I love beaches.
And I was very disappointed in the beaches in Jamaica.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, mainly, to me, a beach needs to be from the grass to the water, 50 to 100 yards, okay? And when we were in Jamaica, been a long time ago, it was like 20 feet of beach. You had the seawall, and then you walk 10 feet, and now you're in the water. And that just did not give me the right vibe.
Yeah.
So you were surprised to find excellent restaurants in Dallas?
Yeah. Yeah, I liked it. I mean, I don't eat meat, so for me, barbecue is like, you know, I'm not excited. I'm pescatarian, so I eat mainly fish and veggies and fruits.
Now, you do know that fish is meat.
Yes.
Okay.
It's just not a cow.
Well,
Yeah, I actually gave up meat. I used to be eating a lot of meat because, you know, in Ukraine you eat meat, you know. But I gave that up about like 7 years ago or 8. Yeah, because it's just, on my body, it's very heavy and I always felt like bloated and I didn't feel good. And then whenever I removed it from my diet, I was like, oh, yeah, perfect. You know,
okay.
you're not too full. You're like just right, you know, in your right spectrum.
So what about ice cream?
I'm not a huge fan of ice cream. My parents are, but actually, when I was like heavier, I would eat ice cream every day. But I feel like whenever you substitute ice cream with fruits, so you basically, well, if I want to eat ice cream, I'll eat ice cream, but I will choose a yogurt-based ice cream. That way you have less calories, more benefits, protein. But I found out about myself that I eat fruits every day, especially in the morning. That's the perfect way to start your morning, the perfect way to get those sugars in your blood, the glucose to start, activating your body. So whenever I eat fruits, I'm not even craving anything sweet. So not chocolate, which I used to crave a lot. Not, sugar in particular. So I feel like fruits really help with balancing your sugar level or like your kind of like will to eat something sweet.
So what fruit do you eat the most?
Oh, berries. Love berries. Such a
Blueberries,
Ukrainian
blackberries,
thing.
strawberries.
We love berries. Like we literally grow them. We eat them from the, plant. But I think my favorite berry is gonna be either blueberries or raspberries. I love raspberries. I remember me and my grandma, we used to like pick them up all the time and I would like steal and eat. So it was like a little candy to me. And also in the US, you guys don't have something they call zemlyanichka, which is, it's like a mini strawberry. So you know how like strawberries are kind of like this size?
Yeah.
So zemlyanichka is like really small and it grows only in the winter time. So it's literally, you pick it up and it's like a boost of like sweetness, like a candy. I miss that. Like I love to eat those.
You know why our strawberries are so big?
Why?
It's Texas. Everything's bigger in Texas.
Everything is big, yeah. But zemlyanichka is just so tasty. It's like, I don't know, it's like eating candy, It's like so sweet and it hits the spot. It's perfect.
Why don't you grow you some?
I don't think it can grow here because it's too hot.
Inside, next to the window.
It's still hot. It's Texas. It's hot. Zemlyanika, it grows only during the winter, and the winter in Ukraine is wintering.
It's cold.
It's very cold, Yeah, sometimes people are freaking out because of the ice level, and I'm like, what is this? Nothing. Like, we had, like, snow till our knees, and we still went to work,
Right.
Yeah. Well, my parents, yeah.
So when's your next shoot?
Actually, today.
Where?
It's gonna be 20 minutes from here, yes. Randy actually sent me the photographer. I just forgot his name.
Shame on you.
Yes, so I'm professional. Yeah.
No, you used to have a bad memory.
Yeah. I'm really bad with names and everything, yeah. But
So I should have worn a name tag.
No, I remember you, David, because Star of David, David the King.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm Jewish.
Well, my mom named me Paul Davis for Paul in the Bible and David in the Bible. And she wanted me to be a pastor.
Oh, really?
Can you imagine me as a pastor with this
No.
voice?
I think you're too funny to be a pastor.
Oh, a funny pastor is the best ones.
Oh, really? Well, I don't really go by Christianity, so I'm not really familiar with how they work. But I know that in Judaism, like the rabbis, we like them either super funny and like, light, very like jokey and stuff, or super serious if you like need something, Yeah.
Well, I'm not very funny,
You're
but
not?
I can't be very serious either. 'Cause,
So
you
you're
know,
just perfect in the middle.
I wouldn't call it just perfect, but
No?
no, but I guess this is my podium now. So, well, Ariel, it was wonderful to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well.
I want to make sure that we have time for you to see the studios
Yes, I'm excited.
and tell folks how to get hold of you.
Well, by Instagram, I go by Arielka00.
Now you're going to need to say that because you do have an accent.
Yes, so it's ARIELKA00
And
on
do-
Instagram.
slowly, please.
ARIEL Ariel KA00.
KA00.
Yes, and on Facebook you can just find me as Ariel Shainberg. So it's gonna be ARIEL Ariel, and then SHEINBERG.
Okay.
And now I have a German last name, so it's a little difficult. But
And how did that happen?
my dad.
Family's
my-
German?
Yeah. My dad family is living right now in Germany. And it's also a Jewish name, so they kind of like pass it through, you know. It's a Yiddish name. Yeah.
Okay. Well, folks, Ariel today, y'all reach out to her,
Thank you.
or you can reach her through Sensual Modeling, right?
Yeah.
Through Randy or Stephanie at Sensual Modeling, and that's S-I-N, Sensual,
Yes.
okay? And I can't spell the rest of it, so I don't try. Well,
Yes.
thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you.
in. And we're going to go look at the studio, folks. Talk to y'all later. Bye-bye.